Welcome to the Dating Kinky Podcast, a cast about love, sex, romance, and kink. Today, I'd like to share what I think is unethical in non-monogamy. Cheating, lying, emotional abuse, physical abuse, not getting or actively avoiding informed consent, sabotaging your partner's other connections. Oh, and disrespecting your partners, including talking smack about their sexual promiscuity as if you weren't also sleeping with them. And disrespecting others who do non-monogamy or polyamory differently than you do. There is rampant slut-shaming in polyamory, non-monogamy communities. And you know what else? It's encouraged by many. Comments like, "This is a polyamory group, not a polyfuckery group." Or, "Yeah, it sounds like they are just a swinger, not polyamorous at all," abound. The original definition of polyamorous by the people who coined the phrase in modern times and put it into popular circulation, Oberon Zell and Morning Glory Zell, is polyamory. Greek poly equals many, Latin amor equals love. The practice, state, or ability of having multiple lovers at the same time. Lovers. People who love. Lover. A partner in a sexual or romantic relationship outside marriage. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that swingers and polyfolk are the same. They're not. The culture is radically different. However, if you were to ask the average human on the street, they would not see the difference. Swingers and polyfolk are all going outside of monogamy, and that's bad, okay? Moreover, they see it all as cheating, which is probably part of the trouble and touches on something that is on my mind a lot recently. How we are indoctrinated with certain beliefs and carry those forward, and how they harm us and our relationships deeply. Like slut-shaming. Someone on one of my writings a couple weeks ago said, over the course of a couple comments, a lot of people claim they are ethically non-monogamous or poly when they're just dating around. There's nothing wrong with fucking everything that moves. Just don't call yourself poly or ethically non-monogamous if your only goal in life is to treat people as consumable objects. I've seen that exact sentiment and the ones that followed spoken in so many ways throughout the polyamory community. Fucking everything that moves is slut-shaming. Who fucks everything that moves? Anyone? Even the most committed sluts I know have standards. They may not be your standards or my standards, but they have their own, and they certainly don't have sex with everyone and would not. So why say that? It's a judgment. It's saying this person is not living up to the measures I put to them, because they have sex with more people than I think is good or healthy or ethical. Even as I put the phrase, "there's nothing wrong with," in front of it. Don't call yourself ... Another judgment. A gatekeepy statement. And one that I personally believe is factually incorrect. We defined polyamory above. Identifying as polyamorous does not mean I am in love right now, or that any single person will be the one, or a one. ENM, ethical non-monogamy. Sleeping around is non-monogamy, so I guess they were quibbling about the ethical. My view is that unless someone is lying, sleeping around and doing what they want to do and feel comfortable doing in relationships is perfectly ethical. unless you are judging people as bad and wrong for those different standards I mentioned above. Sluttery is not unethical. It is non-monogamy. A slutty person can be polyamorous. A polyamorous person can also be a slut. All of it, polyamory, sluttery, swinging, open relationships, relationship anarchy, casual sex, pimping, hot wifing, dating around, and more, all of it is non-monogamy. All of it can be ethical non-monogamy, and all of it can be unethical. Unless, of course, you believe deep down that sleeping around or sluttery is inherently unethical when love or romance or whatever standards you set upon another person's mind and body are not included. Back in 2018, I wrote, "Slut-shaming hurts us all." I'll put the link in the show notes. And it's just as true today. I said in that writing that the prevailing viewpoint of it's not all about sex is valid and important. At the same time, it can imply that sex-focused kinksters are doing it wrong or setting back the movement or whatever. And I will say the same thing about the poly communities. The prevailing viewpoint of it's not all about sex is valid and important. At the same time, it can imply that sex-focused non-monogamists are doing it wrong or setting back the movement or whatever, which is a bunch of bullshit. A huge, steaming pile of it. What are your thoughts? Do you think that slut-shaming is pretty common in polyamory groups? Why do you think that is? I have my theories. Do you ever find yourself thinking in slut-shamey ways before you correct yourself? I do, sadly. I also do correct myself, thankfully. Or do you believe that to sleep around or date around is wrong and that sluts deserve to be shamed? Thank you for joining me today. If you love this episode, please share it with others that would enjoy it. And please do join me on our new apps available in the Google Play and Apple App Stores. Dating Kinky, it's built by kinksters, for kinksters, poly, queer, trans folk, and anyone not quite vanilla, and it's free. Find me on FetLife as Nookie Notes, and on Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, and Medium as Dating Kinky. We are on Instagram as Dating Kinky Official, all one word. Also, find me on the new Moan app in beta for iPhone. I'm Miss Nookie there. TheMonapp.com. Have a kinky day, and I'll catch you next episode.